Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing great today. Today I'm going to be reviewing and giving my opinions on the Marina Diamandis and the Diamonds album Family Jewels. So I've expressed before in my earlier videos that Marina and the Diamonds, or Marina now, is one of my favourite pop artists, along with Christina Aguilera, Adam Lambert, and Avril Lavigne. So this is the album here that I have. This is Marina and the Diamonds' first released CD album called The Family Jewels. So I do love this album. I love all of Marina albums, to be honest. There's normally for me, I do have favourites, and I definitely do have favourites with all of Marina's albums. But Marina is one of them people who I just love her voice, love her lyrics, love her sound of production. So I can literally listen to all of the album, no problem. Like if I have time to listen to a full album. And I will just enjoy all of them. So something that's interesting about this album was, from what I remember, because I watched a documentary on Marina basically saying how old she was when she released this, and she was in her early 20s. And for a pop sounding album, an artist that's just released her first album, that is actually seen as quite old, because they start when they're teenagers, or sometimes even late kid age. So the reason why Marina is one of my favourites, if you haven't watched any of my other content with her, is her production is very typical pop sounding, and that is something that I've always liked the sound of since I was a kid, so it's something that I know and that I'm used to. But her lyrics is always, for the most part, got a lyrical meaning or a story, or she's talking about politics. So her lyrics are indie, and I think that it's a nice mix to have a typical modern pop sound to it, but then have the lyrics be not typical. Her sound in music gets compared to Katy Perry a lot. You know, that same kind of pop drum beat that you hear in Katy Perry's old songs is very similar to Marina's, but Marina's is, in my opinion, more catchy, and there's a lot more sound effects to it. So I enjoy her music a lot more than Katy Perry's music. Also, she gets compared, when it comes to a lot of her looks and her lyrics, to Lana Del Rey and Melanie Martinez. And the reason why she gets compared is because Melanie Martinez is very alternative pop, indie pop, when it comes to her looks, her sound, and her lyrics, and her production, I would say. Even though it does come across as typical pop, she uses a lot of kid noises to make it sound almost childlike or spooky. That's her thing. And Marina has that element to her, but just not as much as Melanie. But she also gets compared to Lana Del Rey when it comes to how they both perceive American culture and they talk about it in a nonchalant, taking the mick kind of way, especially when she did the Electra Heart album. So I'm now gonna say how many songs there are. From my knowledge, there is 13 in the album, and like I say, I will listen to them all and I will enjoy them all. But with pretty much every artist, every band, every group that I listen to, I do have favourites always, and Marina is exactly the same. So with this album, one of my favourites I probably got about four or five, and the first one is Champagne. So what I like about this, and what I've always liked about Marina, is that she likes to play around with wordplay when it comes to how she spells things. She likes to spell things on purposely wrong, but when you look at it, it kind of does look right and it makes sense. Which I really like. And she also expresses different colours for different emotions with the songs that she did on a Fruit album. But so on this track, Champagne, it's spelled champ, then pain, as in I feel like I've been hurt. So I personally like the beat more than anything on here. It's very electrifying, very electronic, and I really like it more so than the lyrics. Now, my next favourite is actually the complete opposite, where the reason why I like this song a lot is because of the lyrics and because of her vocal ability more so than the beat, even though I do also like the beat. And it's I Am Not a Robot. So I think she's talking about her dad in this track. I know that she kind of deals with loss a lot, and that's why a lot of her lyrics tend to be very emotional. And I think her dad wasn't really there for her. I think I remember her saying in like interviews that I've heard her say. Um, and I think she specifically says in some of the lyrics in here that I'm not a robot. I just feel like she's talking about that specifically, but could be wrong. Could be someone else, but I still love the lyrics. So my next one is very similar to the first one, where it is mostly the beat and not the lyrics. So this one is Mowgli's Road. So she's kind of made this song based off the Jungle Book. So talking about the main person, Mowgli, and talking about the jungle, and she's even put in jungle sounds within the track, like monkey noises and things like that. So she's really took inspiration from the Jungle Book here. Um, the beat is so infectious on this. But I will say that I've also heard her sing Mowgli's Road live and acoustic, and I will say that I think live it is also a very fun track to hear, and she does show her vocal ability when she does the cuckoo thing, which is funny. So, my next one is Oh No. So, Oh No, again, very infectious beat when it comes to how it sounds, very similar to Mowgli's Road, but the lyrics in it is like really good. To me, like, this is my opinion and this is my um, analysis of this song. In this song, she sounds like she's made up an image that is not her, but it's what people expect her to be like, which is someone who is a fake character that's created by what people say on the TV, saying that you should only want money in the world and nothing else, and it's not pleasurable to focus on anything else. And that very much is very similar to the next album that she did, was Electra Heart. And Electra Heart was very much that. So I feel like she created that character from inspiration of the character that she did in Oh No. But I find the lyrics to be very cool and very like, I am not what you think I am, but I'm going to sing about what you think I am. So this next one is Guilty, and I would say this is probably all of them. I do also like Hermit the Frog, but I don't listen to that as much as the other five, so I'm going to kind of leave that one out of it, but that can kind of be an honourable mention. So sometimes I do listen to Hermit the Frog a lot, but not as much as these. So Guilty is very catchy as well. I would say that this album overall is one of her catchiest ones, where it's not slowed down as much and emotional as the others. So I think this is probably the most lyrically vulnerable that she's been, but because the beat is so infectious, you don't really pay attention to it unless you really cancel that out and just pay attention to the lyrics, and I have done that with this, and I can tell that she's talking a lot about either a past relationship or her dad. She's basically saying, I felt guilty all this time, and I feel like I've been on the run with my emotions, but I'm not guilty. Which obviously is very apparent. I've actually listened to the acoustic and the live version of Guilty. She did one where it's really stripped back to the point where it was like piano and just a bit of like drum bass. And her voice is so beautiful and so powerful when it gets like that. And I feel like this song is better when it's actually stripped down. I feel like that a lot though with Marina. I feel like she doesn't show a lot of her vocal ability and hides it around catchy beats, where even though I think that does suit her because she's playing the production side of pop, I feel like she needs to do more albums where it's acoustic or slow down and show her vocal ability, because she has some power to her and she has some different talents to her where she can go really deep and gritty, but then also really high and operatic that she's naturally known for. So that's it when it comes to the reactions to the songs and what I think about them. So I would recommend people this album if they like the typical pop production sound, because it's less, even though it is emotional, it's less slow and emotional than typical pop. So I would recommend this to anyone who likes the typical pop sound, but who can listen to an emotional story. So that's it for the video today, guys. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe. Comment down below if you've heard of Marina, and if you have, please tell me what you think of her down below and what your favourites and not favourites are. And my socials will also be down below, and love you guys.